Shweta's on this live video. I'm so excited. I'm sure all our audience will also be excited to know so much about gut health from you. Thank you so much. And
I am myself very happy to be with you over here.
Yeah.
And thanks for getting me over on this platform.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. So a little bit
Same
about Shveta ma'am to everyone. She is a practicing clinical dietitian and a sports nutritionist with an experience of over 3.5 decades. She is amongst the noted few to effectively combine modern day nutrition science with ancient wellness principles. She is the creator of New Age Health System, a program that redefines health goals as per individual needs. She was also a visiting nutrition faculty for ACSM and K11 Fitness Academy and is currently running her own online course in basic nutrition and supplementation under her own flagship Nutrition by Shveta Pragmatic Approach from Mumbai. So ma'am, I'm so excited to talk about something that everyone is always confused. What is gut health and how is it connected to digestion? So I'm not going to delay this anymore and I'm going to ask you my first question is what do you mean by gut health and what is gut all about? Please let us know.
So there's no clear definition of gut health, but for a common person to understand is this, that whatever food we eat, it's broken down into its nutrients, the components of the food, along with nutrients, many other components that we get from food. So our gut breaks it down so that we can easily absorb these nutrients and other compounds that are present in food. We can break them down, make them, absorb them, assimilate them, and they are transported well to the respective cells of the body in the right form after they have been curated in the right form and composition. So a healthy gut can do all this efficiently. So we will call that as gut health.
Okay. And ma'am, why do we get gut health issues? And this we hear very commonly, even in my practice. I have an issue with my gut. And why do people come up with these questions all the time?
Okay, problems with gut health can be because of various reasons. It's not always just one reason, and at times there are combinations of different reasons for a single person suffering from gut health. It can be a mechanical problem, like maybe there is a hernia in the stomach. It can be a clinical condition like an ulcer. There can be a immunity related issue. So poor gut immunity can be a problem. There can be poor nutrition. The nutrients which are required to make a gut healthy and make it function optimally, those nutrients probably are missing in the diet. It can be a poor growth of microbiome or the bacteria which was supposed to be growing right from the time the person was born. That could be also a reason. It can be an allergy. It can also be intolerance to some kind of food. It can also be related to emotions and hormones. So there can be various reasons, or maybe one single reason out of these, or maybe a combination of
so you
one or
are
more.
telling me that if I have a fight with my husband, that means my gut is going to take a hit later.
It's possibly.
Yeah.
Especially those people who have a sensitive gut.
Yeah.
So if you have a fight with your husband, or you are oversensitive and somebody said something to you and you suddenly process that continuously in your mind and you think about it all day, yes, you can get a problem with your digestion.
Yeah. So gut and the emotion is so closely connected these days. It brings to my mind, is stress also playing a big role?
In fact, in the last 5 to 7 years in my practice, 9 out of 10 people who come to me with a poor gut health or digestive issues, I mean, I'm just being very, very conservative, but I wouldn't want to say all 10, but 9 I would definitely say are people who are suffering from poor gut health related to stress.
Yeah.
The reason is that stress is not always, oh, I've got a financial problem, oh, I have got a, let's say, relationship problem or something like that. Stress can be overexposure to information that we are absorbing continuously ever since we get up till the end of the day from different sources. And when we keep processing that, we do not give rest to our brain, to our mind, our thoughts.
Yeah.
And the body understands that as stress.
So you are telling me that when I am a mother of an 11-year-old. When I wake up in the morning and I'm on the go and I'm thinking, oh my God, now I need to pack the tiffin and I need to drop it to school and I need to then run, get ready, go to office, so on and so forth. That is also building up to stress that is going to cause me distress in the gut, right?
Certainly. We all are, as of now, in this era that we are living, we always have something waiting for us ahead of what we are doing when we are in the present.
Yeah.
We are always driven by targets and goals. They may be performance based, they may be time based, they may be resources based. So we have right now, if we both are talking, and all those who have been nice of them to join us today, they are here present with us, but they definitely have something ahead of them in the next hour. And when we are doing two things at the same time, we have done something before we came and joined here at this moment, and we are doing something together, and we have something ahead of us. And when we are in all the three time zones together, it is definitely going to require a lot of fuel for the brain, which the brain may understand as, stress.
Yeah.
So that is definitely going to
everyday routine things, right? Dropping your child to school or picking them up or putting them in this tuition and doing this and that and etc. This is daily rigor. It's not something out of the blue.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, ma'am, now that we are on this gut issue and we are on digestion, I have a lot of patients who come to me who say, oh, मुझे gas हो गया है, I have acidity, I feel bloated after I eat my meals or after I eat certain meals of the day. Why does that happen?
All right. Like we were just talking about, stress and anxiety or anger, these emotions release certain hormones which reduce the supply of blood and reduce the ability of the digestive system to produce enzymes to digest and process the food. And the food that stays back in the stomach, which is undigested, unprocessed, has not been acted upon with the right chemicals at the right time in the right biogeographical conditions of the digestive system or locations of the digestive system. Undigested matter, in whatever the reason be, starts getting fermented in the digestive system, and that fermentation is always acidic in nature, so it will increase the acid production in the body, in the digestive system, and with fermentation comes gas production also. The food starts becoming gassy. So that is the cause of gases and acidity and bloating.
Yeah. So the clients who I see who come to me with digestive issues, I would say again, like you had said, not all of them, but most of them are fast eaters. And food goes whole.
Yeah. They are fast eater. They also chew very fast.
Yeah.
And do not spend time with their food. They are eating while they are doing a lot of other things.
Yeah.
And if they're not doing anything, they are eating while they are processing a lot of things in their mind.
Yeah.
And so they forget to chew enough. They do not salivate, which is a very, very powerful digestive enzyme. They feel parched and dry in the mouth, and in the same oral condition, they just chew and they swallow the food down. Our brain gives, or rather I should say, our brain receives messages from the first, not even the bite, from the way the food looks, the way it smells, the flavors, the textures, the color, the appearance. All that has to be first registered, and then we should put first morsel in our mouth. Now that is going to actually stimulate the digestive enzymes in the best possible way, and we are actually giving a message to the digestive system to get prepared to process the food which we are going to eat.
Yeah.
Another
Exactly.
thing is that you have to allow the stomach to tell the brain I am full, and for that you need to spend some time with your food, at least 20-25 minutes, so that the brain registers the fullness of the stomach. Otherwise you tend to eat more or less.
Exactly. And in a situation where I have usually noticed that when a person is just overeating due to the speed at which they're eating, that's when you have to give them major quantity.
Portion. Yeah.
You cannot just let them eat as per their satiety, because वो satiating point आता ही नहीं है, satiation होता है.
आता ही नहीं है. But the brain is too busy with a lot of other things. In fact, people who are into bodybuilding also, if they tend to have their meals very fast, they can stomach more calories which are required for building their muscle, but they get full sooner. So it's both ways. If you want to lose fat, you should be able to register the fullness of the stomach. If you want to gain muscle, you should be able to register the fullness of the stomach.
Yeah. So this is a very interesting topic that Shveta ma'am has touched upon, is the play of ghrelin and leptin in our body. But we are not going to talk about it because we are on gut and digestion. But that will be for another day, where we talk about the hunger and satiety hormones that need to be released in our body. So the next question was, a lot of patients come, the first time that they come to me, they always say, I am eating the right food, why do I still see no result? Why do I suffer from dull skin, hair fall, weakness, fatigue, lethargy? I'm eating everything, I'm having my protein, I'm having multivitamins, I'm having everything. Why is it that I still do not see the results on me? What would you say to people like that?
All right. It could be possibly, there could be many other reasons. I mean, it could be a sluggish metabolism because of various reasons, and that could be a reason why the person is not losing weight. But since we are at gut health, it can be possible that the food that they are eating, no matter how well calculated the micros are, there could be a poor combination of the foods chosen. At times, certain foods have different pHs outside the body and another pH when they go in the body, and the pH of two different foods might be contraindicative to each other, clashing with each other, and that could be the reason where the enzymes are not actually able to act upon the food and extract all the nutrients from food. That could be a very, very strong reason. Another could be that after eating food, after they've consumed the food, they immediately get on to their work, they get on to the job that is tasks that are at hand, and those tasks might be very, very draining, they might be stressful, they might be causing a lot of mental work, and therefore the brain is not able to give command to the digestive system to break down the foods efficiently and extract the nutrients. So there can be many reasons, but the bottom line is probably the food being consumed is not actually broken down to their nutrients, and to extract the nutrients and transport them to the different cells of the body. And because of that, the BMR is dropping, because every cell needs its nutrients to be able to function optimally and use energy. Now, in case the nutrients are not getting transported to the cells, some systems may be not efficient enough, not using energy optimally. So those calories which are supposed to be used by these cells are just not getting consumed, and then our body will save them and store them in the fat compartment. So results might not be good.
Ma'am, now since we're talking about gut health, something that comes to my mind is that most of these people who come to me and are eating good combinations of foods and still they do not see end results, whether it is with the workout that they're doing and they're not able to see a fitter body, or their hair is falling, or the skin is dull, so on and so forth. Usually there is an issue with gut permeability. Now this is a very, very deep issue, and this is something that does hit many people. So can you give us a little enlightenment about what does gut permeability mean and what does it mean and how do you heal that first? Because I always focus on first the patient's gut to get stronger. So how would you approach a gut permeability issue with your patient?
Okay. So the meaning of gut permeability is how well the nutrients and the food that is broken down in the digestive system gets absorbed and transported through the different layers of the intestines to be able to absorb in the blood, so that the blood, being the transporter, is able to take those nutrients to the cells. So as we live years on this planet, as we eat different kinds of foods, as we eat foods which are not good for our health or gut, the wear and tear of the cells of the intestines needs to get repaired. And if that does not happen, the cells will not be able to allow the nutrients to pass through the intestines into the body, into the blood.
Yeah.
So that is what we mean by ability of the cells of the intestines to transport the nutrients through the intestines into the body. That is gut permeability.
Exactly, and it is put in so beautifully and explained so beautifully by you that we need to repair that part first with every patient and then go ahead with the rest as to how would you supplement it with whether it is vitamins, whether it is the correct nourishment, whether it is protein, because that is when it is going to work in the correct direction. And that is the reason why you don't see results at the other end. So when many times we say, मैंने तो ये diet किया, मैंने इतना ही कैलोरीज खाया, मैंने डेफिसिट किया, लेकिन वजन नहीं कम हो रहा है. लेकिन कैसे वजन कम होगा when nothing is getting absorbed to begin with, So that is something that people don't look into deeper before they start treatment with anyone. I am saying the word treatment because we do clinical. But if it is a normal layman, they would say results nahi aaya. तो results क्यों नहीं आया? Is because this is a deeper issue which many people are not looking into. Is the gut permeability and whether the gut is good enough or the digestion is strong enough to take it forward. So ma'am,
Absolutely.
our next question is, what does slow metabolism mean? Because many people use this word so loosely. My metabolism is not high enough. I have a very sluggish metabolism. Are they correct in using that term? And what does it mean and why do they use that term and what does it actually mean? So please enlighten us.
Okay, let us first understand what is metabolism. Metabolism is the ability of each and every millions and millions of cells in our body to be able to process nutrients that have been transported to the cell, and use those nutrients for growth, repair and maintenance of those cells. Now this entire process, right from the time we eat our food, it reaches the cell, and what happens after that in the cell, all that comprises of metabolism. Now there has to be a certain rate at which, or the speed at which, this process has to happen for various reasons. There are many factors which affect the metabolism. There's a list of at least 15 to 18 factors which affect this entire process called metabolism. Now, any one or more than one factors can be the cause of sluggish metabolism, which means that some systems in our body, one or maybe more, and the cells which it is made up of are not efficiently using nutrients to conduct their functions. Functions means the repairing, growth and maintenance of those cells. And because the cell is not, or system is not efficiently working, it does not require calories or energy. And that is a slow metabolism. Many a times we feel that 1 hour of exercise in the morning and I should be able to trigger the metabolism, raise it up. But it doesn't work like that. Just 1 hour of exercise and 3 or 4 meals of the diet plan that you are eating is not going to be responsible alone for pushing your metabolism and making it more efficient. It's what you do the whole day, whether you move your body or you're after that 1 hour of workout, you're just lying down and sitting in front of the screens or TV or not doing anything, or are you active throughout the day?
Yeah.
How do you think? How do you eat your food? What do you do the entire day? All that is going to contribute to the metabolism and clinical conditions, hormonal disorders. All these are going to be affecting your metabolism. So, yeah, that's
So
how.
that's up very nicely and beautifully that metabolism is not to do with just whether you're going to the gym and then the rest of the day you're sitting in one place. Metabolism is about movement through the day in some way, form or the other. Just like our parents or like our grandparents used to do, that they used to go and they used to move around and they would not be sitting in a car all the time, getting picked up, dropped off, Uber, and stuff like that. So we have to do that. So ma'am, there is someone over here who's asked a question that my mother has digestion issues because she's having carbs the whole day. Could that be a reason?
Okay. Unfortunately, carbs have been, the villain
Enemy.
since the enemy of human health since last 10 years. But what science says is that you need carbs for a good gut health as long as you choose the right carbs, eat them at the right time, eat them in the right dosage.
Yeah.
Quality, quantity, and frequency is what I talk about even in my lectures in my nutrition course. That it's not just about carbs, fats, proteins, or vitamins and minerals. It's basically a combination of quantity, quality, and frequency placed nicely, planned skillfully in a nutrition plan, in a diet plan, consumed in the right way, in the right manner, is what is going to decide whether carbs are the villain or whatever. Now, there are certain very, very important carbohydrates which are the only foods for improving gut health.
Yes.
Interestingly, there are carbs which are the only carbs which are responsible for good gut health. And an only or a high fat, high protein diet, it is proven by research. And a very low carbohydrate diet can be the cause of poor gut immunity and gut health.
Yeah. When we go through those food lists, we will talk about all the starches that are important for gut health to be improved, and what is the meaning of probiotic and prebiotic. We will get to that. So ma'am, over here Natasha says that your lectures and your explanations are too good. So she's asking whether the video will be available later. So Natasha, yes, the live feed will be available on my page. So you can see it whenever you want later. There is one more question, ma'am, that is asked by Rupi, who says, is water play a big role in gut health? Does water play a big role?
Water does play a very, very big role in gut health because all the enzymes are water soluble. They are made up of proteins and they will be soluble in water, and that is how the body will be able to use the enzymes to break down food. So many a times people are eating right, but they are not able to break down the nutrients, extract the nutrients from the food because they are dehydrated in the gut. Another very important thing is water is a very powerful lubricant. 15 feet long tube, our digestive system. And for the food to be able to move, which we call as the peristalsis, you need water. So the food has to reach the right location in the entire long GI tract, gastrointestinal tract at the right time. How does it happen? With proper lubrication. A dehydrated gut will not allow the food to move at the right space, right pace, and reach where the enzymes are waiting to act upon the food. So you need to drink your water. And constipation, right there. Big issue. And we have become a race globally where we need to be reminded to drink water, which is very interesting for me to, fathom that. Do I need to be told how much water I drink? My body is going to tell me every hour that I need to drink water. We've reached a point where we tell people to drink water.
You correct me if I'm wrong, but usually we recommend 30 ml of water per kg body weight. That this is how much you should be having. Okay. As your weight goes up, so does your water consumption has to go up. So you people over there see ma'am, remember, and so she's thirsty now, she's drinking for water. So remember to drink water. The only cue that I give my patients is if they forget to drink water, take out that much water for yourself that you need for the day, and then make sure that those bottles of water are over. That does not mean that you shut down the water in one particular time because you've not forgotten to have it through the day, but just make sure that you equally the water intake through the day. So that is very, very important.
That's a lovely way. Yeah, that's a very nice method of asking clients to have water.
Because it always reminds me that, okay, this is there. Another thing that I always tell them is put it on your calendar, because everyone's lives are going on the calendar. So put a reminder on your calendar that after every 1 hour, I have to have half 1 glass of water. So at least that way able to come and drink their water. So guys, please do not forget to drink your water. Very important for gut health. Okay. To answer my question, the next question I was going to actually ask is there a way to reverse slow metabolism? And you did answer my question by saying that moving around more throughout the day is important for slow metabolism to be reversed. Now we come to the part, ma'am, where we would like to share a food list which will benefit the gut. What do you mean by pre and probiotics, and how is that going to bring about a symbiosis of the gut? So please help us out with.
Okay, so in our digestive systems, there are about 100 trillions of bacteria growing, colonies of them growing in our intestines, especially in our small intestine. And we also have a lot of bacteria in different other organs of the body, which means the mouth and the skin. So all these bacteria are going to grow in these locations by the way we eat our food. Food is the source of these bacteria. What are these bacteria doing? They are creating an environment in the digestive system. One is to build immunity against any kind of pathogenic bacteria or harmful bacteria which have entered in our digestive system, to destroy them and not interfere in the digestion, absorption and assimilation of food and nutrients which we eat. And second is also to create an environment for the enzymes to act on the food. And third is also to process the nutrients to be so that we are able to make all those chemicals that we need to make from the food. For example, making our neurotransmitters, making our hormones, the foods have to be processed. And so these are the functions of these bacteria in our digestive system. Now, yes, there are two types of bacteria, that is prebiotic and probiotic. Both have their respective functions. Both are required in the digestive system, and both we get from different kinds of foods, or maybe a combination of foods. Now, if you want to keep a good gut immunity, if you want to build a good gut microbiome, or good gut bacteria, both types, pre, pro, both, you need to have a variety of foods. You need to consume. If you are very monotonous with the choices of food, then there is a strong possibility that you're not eating foods which are required for building these bacteria and building your gut immunity. So you need a very, very variety of foods in your diet. Now coming to what? So there are certain foods which are good for prebiotic bacteria. There are certain foods good for probiotic bacteria. Without getting into the segregation of the list, let's make a list which need to be added to your choices of food over a period of, let's say, a week or 10 days or a month. You should be consuming these foods. You need not focus on having each and every food that I want to mention every day. That is not required. So first and foremost, we were talking about I know Rupi who asked this question, can we have fermented grains? What for fermented foods we can have? Rupesh Kamble, I know him personally. So one is that fermented grains are highly acidic in nature. So if you have a problem of hyperacidity, not a great idea, best avoid it. But fermented vegetables is a great food for your gut. And when we talk about fermented vegetables, we talk about, kimchi, that is cabbage. It's a beautiful combination of, vitamin C, which is very, very powerful antioxidant, fights against infections, and cabbage fermented together makes a lovely food for gut immunity. Next is curd, but dahi should be made at home. Today is Janmashtami, so we must mention about dahi. It's very important, and you should be able to make it at home.
Yeah.
Because when you make dahi at home, you are able to grow a more larger variety of the good gut bacteria. Sauerkraut, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's
So sauerkraut is great. Yeah, you can look up. There are many recipes on YouTube. You can make that at home. Pickles, homemade pickles are great.
Yeah.
So amka achar in the summer season, make turnip and cauliflower and carrot pickles. They are great to be added to your diet. Again, a lot of people will say that, okay, pickle is high in fat and it is high in salt. Exactly the reason why you need to eat it like a pickle and not like a sabzi. So do not load your plate with this much of pickle and just this much of sabzi. It should be the other way around.
Yeah.
Another thing that is very good is oats. You can have it in whatever form you want. You can make oats upma, oats chila, or you can make smoothies. So you can, or oats porridge, and pulses, whole grains. So jowar, bajra, olives are also great. They are put in saline for some time. So if your budget allows, you can have maybe a 4 or 5, maybe 2-3 times a week. Or you can also have curd rice. Dahi chawal is an excellent combination of good gut bacteria, because the resistant starch, which is created by boiling rice, especially the cheaper version of rice, the unpolished rice. You boil it nicely and then you cool it in the refrigerator, bring it out, add dahi to it, and maybe give a nice tadka to it of green chilies and rai, jeera, hing, kadi patta, and put a small serving of pickle on it. Maybe once or twice a week. I always ask my clients to have it at least once or twice a week to improve the gut health. Oats, banana, honey, smoothie is again a very, very good combination. And the best way to have oats for gut immunity is soak the oats in curd at night in the refrigerator. The next day morning, add a banana to it, maybe a teaspoon of honey, and make a smoothie. You can add chocolate cocoa powder if you want to, and that also works as a fantastic food for gut immunity. So these are the foods which we can add to our diet.
So ma'am, that mostly all the important questions that we covered right now, food list. I know every food that, whether it was dahi chawal, whether it was starch. So a few words about resistant starch for people, because they do not know what resistant starch is.
Okay. So resistant starch is basically a type of starch which is present in carbohydrate rich foods. So this is what we were talking about a while ago. Something like potatoes and rice. Once you boil them, and it's already present in them. So the type of starch is present in them, in these foods, and when you boil them and you cool these foods, it becomes this kind of starch. After going through this processing, becomes resistant to the digestive enzymes to be broken down and converted into sugar easily. And that becomes a food for growing our probiotic bacteria. So a probiotic bacteria becomes stronger by consuming this. In case we don't make this food go through this process of boiling and cooling, the resistant starch is not going to be available for the probiotic bacteria to use as food. So as we eat food for ourselves, we need to eat food also for building these probiotic bacteria stronger, to making them stronger. So that is the kind of starch which these bacteria are going to use.
Item is this list which I recall and correct me if I'm wrong, completely unripe bananas that fall under the resistant starch category where you do not need to cook it great, you make
Yeah.
something out of it.
That's
Or
right.
then it will
That's
go down better because unripe banana is going to taste nasty. But it's basically resistant starch which does become normal starch, ready for absorption and kind of
True.
once it is ripe. So all the chefs out there banana in the pav bhaji, you are doing a great job because you are feeding the gut microbiome. Alright. So ma'am,
Even raw banana flour, barley flour,
yes.
these are also going to get converted into resistant starch when
Even
we.
potato flour for that matter.
Potato flour is also very good. Yeah,
Then
yeah.
a potato flour
It's
and then that helps in the gut microbiome. Yeah?
true.
Now, ma'am, like the great Karan Chopra has a rapid fire round show, the Karan Chopra talk show. We will have a quick rapid fire round where I will be asking you short answers. And most of the questions that are coming will also that will come across and all time. So, this come to actually, and that is how I will address this. Now, someone says, why is it not moving? I'm on this diet for a month. What is going on? Scale not moving. I'm on diet for a month. What would you tell?
Oh, it could be constipation, it could be cysts, it could be also water retention.
Yeah. Okay.
That could be a reason.
Okay. I have a lot of water retention. What would you suggest?
One banana every day, a bowl of vegetable soup, and at least 2 servings of fruits every day, and at least about 300 grams of vegetables every day in some form or the other.
Okay, fine. I just ate proper dinner, but I'm already hungry again. Why does this happen to me? I had a full dinner.
Maybe you're not focusing on your dinner, you're eating your dinner without being one with your dinner mentally and emotionally.
Okay.
And or you're eating because of that, probably you're eating very fast, and you are not just exactly what you were talking about, is you're not registering the fullness of the stomach.
Yeah. So maybe there is leptin resistance, or
Yes.
maybe the quality of food that is also not.
Yes. If you do not have fiber in your diet, you're going to feel hungry again. So just about boiled eggs for dinner is not going to make you feel full for a longer period of time. You have to throw in some vegetables to go with it.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I'm drinking enough water. Why am I still constipated?
Maybe you're not consuming enough fat in your diet.
Oh my. Is fat necessary to eat?
Fat and fiber, water, all three are going to improve your bowel movements. All three are required
Yeah.
in the diet.
Okay. Will going off dairy gluten help me to heal my gut? And many of them come to me saying, I have gone off dairy, I'm off gluten, my gut is not better yet. Why is that so?
Gone off dairy and gluten,
Yeah.
and yet gut is not healthy.
No.
Going off dairy is not going to help because you're not getting your probiotic bacteria coming from curd. So it's not going to help. You need to eat your dahi, your chas and paneer, both. All three are required for improving your gut immunity and gut health.
Exactly. And I always feel that gluten is a trigger for inflammation most of the time. However, if it is not proven and if it does not help and digestion does not improve even after going off gluten, it does not make sense. It just does not.
Absolutely. Yeah. You need to also find out the reason why your gut is not good. It's not just about dairy or lactose or gluten. It may be related to a lot of other things. It could be just tension and stress and maybe even lack of sleep,
Yeah.
which can cause digestive issues.
Exactly. Yeah. If your sleep is not well, you're not going to lose weight.
And it is a beautiful loop. You don't sleep well, you have bad gut health. You have bad gut health, you are not able to sleep. So how do you break that? You need to hit a good quality and duration of sleep, and timings, very important.
Yeah. Oh my God. We go towards a question. I feel satiety depression, and brain fog. Is that connected to my gut?
Possibly, yeah, definitely. In fact, there are so many foods which make a hormone called serotonin in the intestine, and that hormone is your calming hormone. So if you are missing out on those foods, you are not going to feel relaxed even if you try very hard. And if your life is such that you have a lot of anxiety, all the more reason you need to eat those foods in your diet, so that through food at least you are able to calm yourself.
Yeah, very important. I keep falling sick. What does my gut have to do with it?
Your general immunity depends on your gut health, because all those foods which are going to boost your immunity are going to be processed to extract the antioxidants and vitamins and minerals which are going to boost your immunity in the gut. So if you have a poor gut health, in fact, there are a lot of people who fall sick or get cold and cough very easily immediately after that after they have a gut issue. If they have bad digestion, and within a few hours they start getting sneezes and allergies.
And this is something
People.
happening. Gut of the patient was coming. Their allergies start getting lesser. They are sneezing or cold and coughs that are there in their life all the time. They start settling down. Their gut is calm and then go to their allergies. They have to, I had a client who used to have 2 allergies in a day.
Oh my goodness.
And from there, we were able to heal the gut. That was just a gut issue. And after that is when he started getting Allegra off. So from there, coming to an Allegra once a week was, I think, a great achievement. So, yeah.
True.
Now, ma'am, we've heard that there is a gut-brain connection. A few words on that.
Okay. Our body is made up of many systems.
Yeah.
There are about 13-14 systems that our body is made up of. And our brain controls, regulates, and commands each and every system of our body. And its favorite or the closest system to the brain is the digestive system. That basically establishes the fact that the connection between the brain and the gut, connection between the brain and the digestive system, and vice versa, is very powerful and strong. So if you are putting something in your mind to process which is not healthy, it is going to make your gut unhealthy. And if you're putting something that is unhealthy in your stomach, in your digestive system, it is going to create a lot of ill health up in your mind. So if you want good mind, you need to eat well. If you need a good health, you need to think right.
Oh my God. So you're telling me that the nervous system is connected?
Totally.
So, should we talk more about the nervous system in our next talk, Shveta ma'am? That's a huge topic to cover.
It's a very big topic.
Yeah. Now, guys, I would want audience to give us questions, because Shveta ma'am has given us a beautiful hour talking about gut health, about probiotics, food lists. So, do you have any questions related to your digestion or your gut health? Please type them out for us.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Please, anyone. So, Swati, I hope that you hear me. My voice is great. And then ridiculously amazing jar. I don't know what your name is, but it's the information section, ma'am. Glad to be here. Lovely. Thank you so much for coming, guys.
Thank you. It was all our pleasure.
Not at all. In fact, every time, impact of hernia on gut. That is what Krishna wants to know. What is the impact of hernia on gut?
What's the impact of, I'm sorry?
Hernia on gut.
So hernia basically is any kind of muscle which has lost its tone. That's a hernia. Now it can happen anywhere in the body, but if it happens in the stomach, in the digestive system, usually it is a hernia which is there in the stomach part, that is the food pipe where it ends and the stomach starts, that is a place where most of the people get herniated with. If you have hernia, you need to, it's called hiatus hernia. So if you have hiatus hernia, it is going to make the whole process of digestion very slow. And second is you'll have to be very, very watchful of how much you're eating. You have to stop eating before you are 100% full.
Yeah.
You should leave your stomach at least 70% full and 30% empty. You need to eat small, frequent meals. You need to ensure you do not do any kind of exercise immediately after eating food, not even a walk. You need to, keep a gap of at least 2 hours between your meal and your workouts. And at night, maybe if you've had a late dinner, you need to keep yourself on an incline and sleep so that the food doesn't go backwards. So what will happen is, this is the problem. If you have a hernia, it will not allow the food to go downwards. It will have a tendency to push food up in the back up.
Yeah.
And that's a reflux and hyperacidity. You may also experience migraine, especially of the right side, and the right tightness of the right shoulder. All this can be, because of hernia that you have, the hiatus hernia.
Someone has asked us sugar cravings.
Sugar cravings, if you have, then maybe you're not sleeping well, maybe you're very anxious, and maybe you're keeping long gaps in meals. Very common reason of sugar cravings. And maybe you are not sitting and enjoying your food the way you should, and you're not getting enough saliva. So I had met one farmer once a long time back who had fields out in the outside of Bangalore, and he said when food is being cooked, every family member should get the aromas of food being cooked and should be there present, waiting for the food to be served. And that is actually the best remedy for getting sugar cravings. So most of the times food is waiting for us. It should be the other way around. You should be sitting and waiting for the food to be served, and you should be enjoying the flavors, textures and aromas of food.
I agree. So someone over here has asked us that what about Ayurvedic supplements like Triphala? Does that help gut health?
Yes, Ayurvedic supplements, as long as you are taking the right ones for your condition, specifically for your gut health condition.
Yeah. So it is
So do not take just...
Yeah, these days everyone on IG puts up a post, and after that everyone starts doing it. But you have to know that you need to do it accordingly. You can't just push it like that, right? Someone has asked us the question of the fact of antibiotics on gut.
That's a lovely question. I was just reading something a couple of days back in which it's a book on gut health, and it was mentioned over there, the researcher had said that when a child is born and goes through some kind of infections, does not have a good immunity, general immunity, susceptible to fevers and malaria and this and that, jaundice and all, and has consumed a lot of antibiotics and antacids associated with antibiotics, which is usually given, it reduces the gut bacteria and gut immunity and gut health dramatically to affect the gut health for the rest of that child's life.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Now, if we are anxious, we are stressed, we do not eat sitting down peacefully, and we do not, pay attention to the quality of food that we are eating, and we go on different kinds of mono diets, there is a tendency of we getting a lot of acidity every now and then and popping in a lot of antacids, which will reduce gut immunity, reduce ability to absorb iron, calcium and vitamin B12. And we are seeing a lot of B12 deficiency nowadays.
Lots.
And that is because we do not have the right pH and environment in our digestive system to be able to make there's something called intrinsic factor, which is responsible for absorbing vitamin B12. And that is because of antacids.
Yeah. Exactly. And the dependency for it going up there, because your stomach is dependent. अभी दवाई लगाओ, अब देखते हो
Yeah,
इसके सिवाय कुछ होने नहीं वाला है. So it's as simple as that. Yeah.
true.
So ma'am, such a beautiful practice.
What Shilpa mentioned was that when we met for the first time, we were talking about gut health, and I had mentioned that the best way of starting a meal is to just dip your finger in a pickle, which I tell my clients also, and start your meal by touching your finger to the pickle and touching your finger with the pickle to the tongue, so that you get an instant trigger, a kick to the parasympathetic nervous system, that is the calming part of your brain, which is going to command the digestive system. So that, and then it makes you also focus on the food that you're going to be eating. So yeah, that is what Shilpa was mentioning. There were some messages here that you were not audible.
So guys, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for
My pleasure.
coming to this talk and giving us so much information about gut health. I'm sure so many of us were enlightened with the knowledge that you gave us. We are looking forward to more such talks with you.
Thank you, Shilpa. Thank you so much for joining me with this, making me join in this session.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to more. Have a nice
Same here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.